Right, in this video I'm going to go over question 3 in your practice test. It wants you to replace some of the characters in a string. So you're going to get 3 inputs from user and all of them are going to be type string. So I have all of those inputs already written, so I'm getting a string which is like a longer one, and then we assume user is going to put 2 characters. One is the old one is the new one, so that means we want to replace all of the occurrences of this character with all of the new characters that are coming in. Okay, so to do that we need to have access to all of the elements in our string. So I'm going to basically write a loop that goes through this string and access all of the elements and print them simply at step 1. And then I'm going to gradually get into how to change the other stuff. So first, I'm going to implement a loop for that. There are 3 different types of loop that we can write. We can do it with a while loop, we can do it with a for loop, traversing using item, and then another for loop, or like another type of for loop that traverse using index number. So I'm going to go with traversing using item, and I'm going to show you this might be it might look simple when you want to access an item in a string or in a sequence, but it might not be the best solution for this problem. So let's say we want to replace all of the H's that we have in the original string with J's. So at this point we're just accessing the items that we have. Like for instance, we have H in the first place, and then E, L, L, and O, and you see all of them are printed. So good, so we have that. In the next step, I'm going to detect all of the old characters in my string. So I'm going to put a condition. If this item is same as the old character that I have, I want to print it. Otherwise, I'm good. I don't care. I just want to move on to the next character. So if we do this one, let's go with Anna and say we want to replace N with A. So it's going to be all A's. So you see, it only printing N's for us. It's not printing all of the characters anymore because of the condition I put in my loop. So now I have access to all of the old characters. Now my job is to replace them with a new character. So there are a couple of solutions to do it. First of all, I'm going to create a new string for myself, set it empty. This is your bucket again, right? You can call it bucket too. So bucket. So this is your bucket, which allows you to collect the stuff that you need into it. Okay, so now my task is to create a bucket, create a new string. Like you can call it whatever you want. Create a new string that has all of the old characters that are replaced by the new character. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try that. So let's move and add something else here so we can add something to it. So if your item is the old character, let's say we want to print a new character. And then if your character is not the old character, which means your else part, you want to print that item itself, right? So that way I just want to see it visually that I was able to replace them or find a place or find the right solution in replacing them. I haven't created a new string yet. I'm just trying to see if my line of thought is correct. So I'm going to go with Anna. Let's say we want to replace N again with A. So now you see all of them are going to be A's. Why? Because if your item that you're reading is N, is going to be replaced by A. Okay, so now let's traverse over that string one by one here ourselves. So for character Anna, these are the characters that item is going to be assigned to. In the first iteration, item is going to be A. Is A equal to the old character? our old character is N. No, it is not. So you go to the else part and you print A. And then next one, you have N. Is N same as the old character? Yes, it is. So you're going to print new character, which is your A. So here you're printing A. And then same, next one is N again, same thing, you're printing A. And the last one is A, which is not the old character, so you move on and you print that character itself. So let's run it again and try another string. So I'm going to do hello this time, and let's say we want to replace H by J. So you see, H is the old character, so you're going to, instead of old character, you're going to print the new character. And then for anything else, you're going to print the item itself. So we're going to use that exact same concept to create this new string. So, or create our bucket. So here, instead of printing, I'm going to say my new string is going to be that old character, right? So I'm creating a new one. So you see plus equal, I'm creating that bucket and adding different character as they're coming in. And then for this one, I'm going to say, if it's not the old character, just use the item itself to add it to the new string. And when you're done with the entire loop, I'm going to print my S, which is the old one, and new string. So let's see what we get. If we do this, I'm going to pick another example, birth, and then we are replacing I with an E, and here you go. This is the original one, this is a new one that we created. And you can use other type of loops to do the exact same thing. For those, you are using index number to do that, and that's totally fine. It's the exact same thing. Your statements are going to stay the same. The way that you create your item is going to be different. So I'm going to quickly try using one of the other loops to show you. It's like very similar to this one. So here I'm going to say for idx in range of len of my s, because we need an integer value to create that range of index numbers. So now I'm going to just do the exact same thing as before and say print all of the items that I have. So idx, we are printing those elements to see if we have access. So I'm going to run it and put hello, and H and J, we are not doing anything at this point, we're just printing the element. Now I want to print it if the item is same as the old character. To make it similar to this one, I'm going to take this item and say creating this variable item and assigning s of index into it. If I do that, you just copy and paste all of this stuff from the other one and you put it there, because it is going to be identical after that point. It's the same exact concept. So now you have the item in each iteration. You're looking at the item to see if it's same as old character. If it's so, you're adding that to your new bucket of string characters that you have. And if not, you're just using the current item to add it to your string. So a couple of things here. You don't have to do this. If you don't do it, then that means you need to have the item instead of item having s of index. So that is going to also work. It's up to you if you want to go with a variable that is called item to make it kind of conceptually easier for you, or just go with s of index. I don't want you to get confused with the index number and the item. Some students, I have seen it a lot. Some students just put idx equal to old character, and it's never going to be a equal, because this is a number, this is a character, and they're never going to be equal to each other. So you're always going to add that value, that item, that number into your new string, which is not going to work. So just be mindful of that. This is going to be s of index if you are going to use index values to traverse over your loop. Okay, that should work exactly the same as the previous one. Test it, play with it, and let me know if you have any questions.